Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Well, today's temperature is going to be 56. That looks pretty decent out there. It's not wet and rainy. So I still have to go harvest some perpetual spinach and some kale. And I have quite a bit of celery out there. I still have to finish processing the green onions. They're all washed and dried. And I think I want to try and make something with the green onions. I'm not sure which it'll be. But I'm thinking about making a soup today. So we'll see. See what the day brings. Today's coffee is coconut crumble again. I have a couple more and then those will be gone. So for the holidays then I'll buy another box of the, Donut Cafe coffee. This is the coffee that I buy at Ollie's for about $20. And it's a nice big box of coffee, lasts me a long time, and it's a good deal. So, all right, I really want some coffee this morning. So did everybody turn back the clock? I thought they were going to do away with that, but they've been saying that for years, and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm thinking it's not going to. They talk about doing a lot of things, and then it never happens. Oh well, we'll just continue on. All right. So let's give the coffee a try. Cheers. Good. I hope you guys are going to have a good day today. Can some of you share your weather with me in the comments? I like to know what the weather is in your neck of the woods. Temperatures are even colder. I think South Carolina was in the 30s a couple days ago at night. So it does get cold there too. But it's bad if the crops freeze, especially like Florida oranges and grapes and, not grapes, grapefruits and lemons and limes. So this is, speaking of grapefruit, this is my little grapefruit tree that I started from a seed from Flash Food Box. And it's grown like crazy. It's actually got a double, not stem, trunk. It's kind of small for a trunk, but anyway. And then this one over here, I started from a Flash Food blood orange. So I'm growing trees in my house. I don't know what I'm thinking, because what am I going to do with them when they're bigger? I have no idea. So we'll just carry on and let them live a happy life until they can't live here anymore. Anyway, I grow avocado trees. I've got 3 of those, I think. And those grew themselves in the compost bin. So I didn't want to throw them out. I felt bad for them, so I potted them up. And now I have 3 of them. They're very tall and lanky, but they're growing very nicely. So, and then of course I have the huge Schiffelera over here that grew into a tree. So that is my plant room, and I still have the microwave. My daughter's going to bring her husband's truck over, and I have a bunch of exercise equipment and that microwave, and they're all going to go to the donation. So I'll be glad when all that is out of the house and I have a little bit more room. I'm not getting rid of all my exercise equipment. I'm keeping my treadmill, my bike, my elliptical. I'm keeping those 3. And then the other things that I'm letting go, I have a bun and thigh doer. Yes, there was such a thing. And I have a little rower thing that I never use. I have a Pilates machine, but that I think I'm going to try and sell on Marketplace. And what else do I have down there? Well, anyway, my grandson wants to make that into his computer room for his work, because he works for a tech company. So I figured, why not? If it's something I'm not using and he can use the space, then that's what we'll do. So anyway, today I need to do a little bit more with whatever produce I have. So I'll probably be cooking something, maybe. If not, then I'll just continue eating out of the freezer. That's what I've been doing lately. But I want to preserve as much food as I can so that I can continue to do very low spend on shopping. So I did make myself a list of Aldi's and Mark's, and what else? I'll probably stop at Ollie's and get the coffee, but I'm not doing that right now. But I do want to pick up some of those avocados that Aldi's has on sale for 59 cents, because I like to eat those for breakfast. So, all right, I'm going to go drink my coffee, and it's pretty early, and I'll be back. I'll meet you at the budget book. Okay, here we are back at the budget book. Yesterday I didn't spend any money, so that's good. I didn't go anywhere to spend any money, and I didn't go on Amazon and spend any either, or anywhere else on the internet. So sometimes even if you don't go anywhere, that's always a temptation. So sometimes what I do is I put things in my Amazon cart and I leave it there for a while, and sometimes I'll go back and revisit it, and it's like, oh, do I really want that? And then I leave it there for a while. And then sometimes I put it in my wish list, and there it sits, never to be put into the cart again. So that way I don't buy things in the heat of the moment. I give myself some time to sort of relax about it. And very often I end up not buying it. So that's my strategy for online shopping. And really Amazon is the only place that I can think of. Well, Walmart I shop online, but that's for groceries. And then I've been doing pickup for that. That way I don't go into the store and I'm not tempted with all the stuff they've got everywhere. So this way, it's just I stick to my list, and that's that. So that works well for me. And I would do that for all the stores if they all offered that. But I think for Aldi's, you have to do Instacart, and I think they charge. So, and you know, I kind of like just driving in, waiting for them to bring my Walmart order to the car, and I'm done, you know, and I never have to wait long. So that's a strategy for saving money that I do pretty often. So I'm going to make some soup. I have a bunch of things in the refrigerator that I want to use up and save some more money. All right, I'll be back with that soup. All right, well, I'm going to try and very loosely follow a recipe for spring onion and potato soup. So here I have several spring onions. I'm going to put the recipe that you can choose to follow or not. I'll put a picture of it. But I just have a little butter in here, and I'm going to cook up these onions. And then I'm going to add some garlic to that too. And then over here, I have 2 potatoes. These are russets. I have some chopped up garlic, 2 large cloves, and I retained the thinner tops of some of my green onions for garnish. And then I also cut up all these green onions. These are going in the freezer. I'm going to freeze them flat. And then I also have green onions going in the dehydrator. So I'm going to make several different things out of the dehydrator onions. I have some peppers and tomatoes that I dehydrated. And I'm going to make a mix of green onions, peppers, and tomatoes as a spice. I don't know, I may add something else to it too. It's a work in progress, but I'm going to go ahead and saute these up, and then I'll be back. Okay, the onions are done. I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic and saute that for a couple minutes. I don't want to burn it or brown it. I just want to soften it a little bit. And I hope this soup is good, but like I said before, I don't follow a recipe verbatim. I just kind of get an idea, and then I make it my own according to what ingredients I have. So I substitute a lot of things, like if I don't have eggplant, I use zucchini. If I don't have regular onions, I use spring onions. I mean, some things you can substitute, some things not so much, but use your imagination. You can create a whole new dish. So I'm going to let that garlic cook, and then I'm going to put this all in a pot to make the soup. Alright, so I have about, 3 or 4 cups of water there. I'm going to add some of this chicken flavored soup base. It's vegetarian. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons. When you're cooking potatoes, you want to make sure you put enough salt in, because potatoes tend to soak up the salt, and then sometimes they come up a little bland. So I'm going to add my mixture of spring onions and garlic, and that really cooked down a lot. And the butter that was in here will give the soup a nice mouthfeel. Sometimes the fat is what makes it taste good. Alright, then I'm going to add my potatoes. I'm also going to add a couple sprigs of rosemary from my garden. Just for a little extra flavor. I'm going to give this a quick taste to see, make sure there's enough broth in there. You could actually use a little bit more. And you can always add more water, so that's fine. Now this soup calls for cream and all that. I don't have any cream, so I'm just going to end up using some soy milk. So, okay, I'm going to cook this until the potatoes are soft. Turn it down so it simmers. Be careful when you put your potatoes in. You don't want to splash yourself, which I'm doing. So I'm going to let this cook. I imagine this will cook about 20 minutes, maybe 25, till the potatoes are soft. And then we're going to use the immersion blender, and we're going to make a creamy soup out of it. Alright, I'm going to put a lid on here so it doesn't evaporate too much, and I'll be back when I'm ready to finish the soup. Alright, my potatoes are almost done, so what I'm going to do is, I have some of these dehydrated French fries that I dehydrated because when I got them out of the freezer, they had a lot of ice and stuff on them, so I just dehydrated them. But I want to start using these up, and they're seasoned with rosemary. They're Alexia potatoes, and I really like those French fries. So I'm going to add a couple of handfuls to my soup and just let those cook with the regular potatoes so that I can start using these up. And we'll see how that turns out. Let those cook a little while longer. And they're very dry, the potatoes, so it should work out just fine. So, alright, I'm going to let this cook a little longer. Okay, my soup is done cooking. I'm going to go ahead and use the immersion blender in there. I have some soy milk that I've had in the refrigerator stash for a while that I need to use up. It's shelf stable, but I put my shelf stable milk in the refrigerator and it helps it last a little bit longer. I have one slice of vegan Follow Your Heart American cheese. I want to use that up. And I have this Violife cheddar that's been in the freezer for a couple years. So I'm going to add that, and I hope it melts okay. Because I don't have any dairy cheese that I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and whip this up. It's so nice to have a light on the microwave again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll be back because this is noisy. Okay, I have this all blended up. Now, it's not very thick. I could have probably put more potatoes in there, but I didn't want to use all my potatoes. So it's not a real thick soup. So I don't even think I'm going to need any milk, but I am going to put the cheese in. And that should thicken it up a little bit more, but it'd be fine to eat it just like this. You could, put chunks of potato in here. You could put carrots in here. All kinds of different things. So that's the nice thing about soup. It's very forgiving, and you can pretty much put anything in it that you want. If you like a potato soup that's chunkier, just add more potatoes. So I'm going to add some of this, and hopefully this will melt. I don't know, we'll see. All right. Let's give it some stirring up. It looks like it's melting. So that's good. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more. And you can add as much cheese as you like. I bought this vegan cheese when they had a sale going. So I bought quite a bit of it, stuck it in the freezer, and then sort of just kind of forgot about it. So gonna let this melt up, and then I'm going to give this soup a taste. That did thicken it up a little bit. It's not super thick. So I'll be back in a minute after this melts. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and taste the soup. The cheese melted pretty much. There's a couple pieces in there, but it'll go ahead and melt, and it's okay if you can have a little bit of cheese in there too. So this is the consistency. Thickened it up a little bit, and this is fine. It's very tasty. I'm going to go ahead and add some pepper, a few grinds. And there we have it. We have a delicious soup from things that I've had and want to use up. Old French fries. You know, you can get creative with your food, and this is enough for, I would say, at least 3 meals. So I don't know if this would freeze well. So I think I would rather eat it, because potatoes get a little funny sometimes when you freeze them. They can get grainy. But I don't know, I haven't tried freezing it, so. All right. There's my dinner for tonight. And I'll be back. Right, here's something else that I wanted to use up. I had this asparagus from Dollar Tree, and it was kind of mushy for my taste. So I ate some of it, and then it's been sitting in the fridge for a while. So what I did was I added a little bit of the chicken stock to it, and what else did I add? Just the chicken stock. Oh, and the liquid and everything, not just the asparagus. And I used the immersion blender since I already had it out, and I made a soup out of it. So what I'm going to do for my brunch meal, I'm going to take some of my potato soup and add it to the asparagus soup, and this is actually tasty. So that's what I did. I suppose you could even take the asparagus and do some kind of a veggie smoothie with it, but I knew I wasn't going to eat it, so that's this way I'll eat it. So just using up what I have, and I know that's a little weird, but it's tasty, even just plain like this. It's very tasty. So okay, just another idea to use up what you have. All right, so here is my soup, and I have a little tiny bit of these leftover goldfish. My grandson bought those for himself, and only had a little bit in the bag, and he said, oh, just throw these away. So I put them in this container because they weren't stale, and now I'm going to use them in my soup. All right, let's give this soup a taste. That's really good. You could put bacon bits on top of here. Add a little bit of liquid smoke if you want. Put some more green onions on there, which I think I'm going to do. And then this is what I have left, a whole big pot. You can add beans to this. Maybe some Mayakoba beans or some other kind of white bean. You could add anything. You can add some other frozen veggies to it. You could chop up some broccoli and throw it in just to change it up if you wanted to finish the soup and you didn't want to eat the same thing for a few days. The sky's the limit with soup. All right, I'm going to go eat my soup because it's really good. Well, here I am, back in my chair. I'm still nursing this leg along, so 2 or 3 times a day I have to put one of those microwave heating things. I don't know what's in here, if it's rice. No, it doesn't feel like rice. But anyway, you got to keep heating these up, but it's moist heat. So I thought I'd have an afternoon tea. Cheers. So I thought I would do my 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Candy Paul reading from my chair. Because basically, when I'm sitting in the chair, I can either watch TV or I can read. So I thought I would do this today. So today's day number 4, and it says to choose uplifting entertainment. It sounds like a good thing, because a lot of us, we watch a lot of, shoot 'em up kind of movies. Actually, I like those. I like shows like The Walking Dead, and I like action shows. So I actually watch a lot of those. But, I know it's a TV show, so just don't kill the dog. That would be bad. So anyway, it says, this is from Philippians 4:8, and it says, you'll do best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious. The best, not the worst. The beautiful, not the ugly. Things to praise, not things to curse. So that makes sense. I know a lot of times when I wake up in the middle of the night or really early in the morning, you start thinking, and, I think as humans, a lot of times our minds kind of really imprint those things that happen to us that are more on the bad side. And I don't know if that has something to do with survival. But it seems like a lot of times traumatic experiences really get burned into your brain. And then a lot of times the really good things you tend to forget. I don't know why that is. It's not fun. So anyway, it says instead of watching television or playing computer games, read a good book, get together with friends, or go for a walk in nature. And those are all really good suggestions. And it says simplify your life by making different entertainment choices, choosing entertainment alternatives that lift your spirits and encourage you to be a better person will give you extra energy and enhance your spiritual life. Your entertainment choices color your mood and affect your attitude. Sometimes that's true. I agree. Inspiring entertainment makes you feel better about life. I forget who it was, Norman Cousins, I think it was. He had some sort of an ailment, and I don't remember what that was either. That was like back in the 70s. And all he did was watch funny movies, things that made him laugh, and just really, he helped cure himself by doing that. And I think it was because his attitude after he had watched something uplifting was totally different than, a downward, sad attitude because something wasn't right. So there is something to be said for laughter. That, it really, sometimes just smiling can uplift your mood. walk around smiling, even if there's really nothing much to smile about, just the facial expression of smiling, they say, can uplift your mood. So when you want to watch something on TV, look for programs that inform as well as entertain. Choose uplifting movies with great stories instead of movies with thin plot lines and violent special effects. Some of the special effects that they have out now, they're so realistic. I mean, it's really kind of amazing, some of the things they come up with. Morgan Freeman has a new show. It's about planet Earth. And the first section of it, I've only watched one show. It's a series. And the first section of it is all about the dinosaurs. It's about life on Earth. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. Anyway, I love Morgan Freeman's shows. I used to love his, what was that one series that he had? Oh, I can't recall it now. But he's done several, and all of them were excellent. So it says here, better yet, get away from passive entertainment altogether and create your own fun. So that's a good way to simplify your life. Simplify your mood. Choose to have a happy mood instead of a sad mood. And sometimes when I start to go down a negative path, I never let myself wander down that path very far. As soon as that starts to happen, I do a lot of self-talk, and I replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And that seems to work for me. Barring a terrible disaster, which that I have no control over, none of us do, it always seems to lighten my mood. I just tell myself to stop when I have a lot of negative feelings, and if that means I have to go to a mirror and look myself in the eye and say stop, and then replace it with a more positive thought, it works for me. For whatever reason, it works. So I got to sit here for a little bit longer with this thing on my leg. And tomorrow I'm supposed to go have this fixed. Now I don't know exactly what he's going to do, because after the ultrasound I found out that I actually have more than one clot in the leg. But she said it's all in the same vein. So I imagine that's the one he's going to close off. And I think they inject it with saline. At least that's what they did the last couple times that I had it done. But I hope that it takes away, because it's lumpy. I can feel it. I hope it takes away the ache. It doesn't really hurt per se, but it aches. It's like I know it's there. And it makes me a little nervous to be up on my feet too long, although I have been doing that because I had to finish up the garden stuff. And so, I can't sit here all day. First of all, I'd be bored silly, and secondly, there's certain things that I have to do. So anyway, I'm going to drink my tea and make the best of the situation, and maybe read a couple little books. I keep books on my nightstand here. Not nightstand, my little side table. And I have Super Health Reports. I can read that. And I've got a couple of really old prevention magazines. They're from when? 2015. I did get a prescription of this back in 2015 for a short while, but I don't get any magazine. Did I say prescription? I don't get any magazine subscriptions anymore because I found that once I did that, I had stacks of magazines laying around everywhere, and it was so annoying. So at one point, when I had a lot of piles of magazines, somebody in the neighborhood had posted on the community page that they were looking for magazines. They had some sort of a community project. I don't know if it was with seniors or kids or whatever. And I had several stacks this high of magazines, and I dropped it off at their house. So that way I didn't feel like I was totally wasting my money by throwing it away, and they made something useful out of it. What, I don't know, but anyway, so after that it's like, no, I'm not getting any more subscriptions. But once in a while I do pick up those little periodicals. I don't have one here right now, from Dollar Tree. I think those are fun. Another good magazine that I liked, and I have a couple of old ones that I saved, was Mother Earth Living. That's a pretty good magazine. It has things like Relieve Pain, 12 Effective Natural Ways, and this is from 2016. So, and I think you can get a subscription to these, but it's, I think it comes, you get 6 a year. But this is a good magazine, and that's why I kept these. I only have like 3 or 4 of these, or maybe I have 6 of them, and I use them for reference. As you can see, I mark the pages. I should just tear the reference pages out and put them in my notebooks that I just organized the other day. So anyway, I'm going to drink my tea, do a little reading, and I'll be back later. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I don't want this video to get too long, so I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. Cook up those things from your refrigerator, freezer, and pantry and save some money. We all need some money now. That's all I have, other than God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching.